Hello, so my next topic, my next vlog is going to be about steroids and steroids in sports. And it's funny how some of the people, the athletes, they get blamed for steroids when it's probably a greater issue than the average person, the average fan thinks. And my reasoning on this issue is because it breaks all the way down to high school athletics, let's say. And if I'm a 16, 17-year-old athlete in high school, could be the 10th grade, play football or baseball or basketball, and I have some talent, and I realize that, well, at some point there's going to be a leveling off, a ceiling, and whether I can make the big time, the professional level, is going to really be based on that little bit of extra effort that I put into my already God-given ability. I would take steroids if I was one of those young athletes. I'm not advising them to, because it could probably tear your body up. But I do realize that the rationale, the realization that many of these people do the steroids for is because they want the big dollar job. And some of these people, these athletes, they make a lot of money. They get some pretty nice signing bonuses. And probably a lot of them are doing steroids. That's basically what this vlog is about. And I'm not afraid to say that, in my estimation, and I'm no sports agent, I'm just a regular fan, sports fan that grew up collecting sports cards and watching the games on TV. And if one player's doing it, there's a good chance that the rest of them are. And that's everything from cocaine, smoking pot, to drinking, to womanizing. And I would include steroids and human growth hormone in that group of things that these guys and ladies are most likely doing. And so I'm not surprised about steroids. I don't blame Barry Bonds. To me, he's the home run king now. Hank Aaron is second, and Babe Ruth is third. And one day Barry Bonds will be second. One day he'll be fourth on the list. It's just a matter of time. A-Rod is at, 500 plus home runs now, so give him another 6 seasons. He'll be passing Barry Bonds most likely. And there's a good chance that Ken Griffey Jr. may still pass Barry Bonds. He's about to hit his 600th home run. So basically, he may have already done it. Hell, I don't know. So basically, I'm not surprised that these athletes are taking steroids simply because of the millions of dollars that are involved in their contracts. The average baseball players probably make them, $1 million a year, $2 million. And the superstars of the game are making where A-Rod's probably going to make $30 million, $30 million plus when he signs his next contract. He's already making, 24, $25 million a season. So I'm not surprised they're doing steroids. It's their body. It's their testicles. It's their life. So, and I don't blame the athletes. I blame the sports leagues, the commissioners, the organizations. Because let's just say with Major League Baseball, they should have done something a long time ago at the first sign, the first word that there could be something going on. And this is 15, 20 years ago I'm talking about. Could even go as far back as the mid-70s. Because the bodybuilders were supposedly taking steroids. Some of them admitted that they have taken steroids, and therefore, if they're doing it, you got to figure that the main sports groups are doing it. Bodybuilding was basically an individual thing. It's sure to put on muscle, but if that is the case, then You could link football to that aspect, and then basketball. Of course, hockey. They've got to have big guys for that. But then baseball would be right behind those groups. But what is performance enhancing? I think that's been the big issue between the old school and the new school, and the home run record supposedly, which has always been a big issue. The people bitching about the home run record being broken, and this has been documented back to when Hank Aaron broke the record, to when Babe Ruth broke the record, when Hank Aaron broke the record, to when Roger Maris was breaking the single season record. There were people that spoke out against these people doing this, breaking the records. So there's a jealousy issue in it. But what is performance enhancing? I think that's the big question. Well, if you're doing cocaine and you do cocaine in the clubhouse and it makes you more relaxed to even just go out into the field, I would say that would be considered performance enhancing. Smoking a joint before you were to do that. Popping pills. I know Mike Schmidt admitted that he had taken amphetamines, greenies I believe it was. I read that. I believe it was on Yahoo Sports. And that would be performance enhancing. And even the slightest admission that you're doing something is really saying, well, did a lot. So basically, it goes back a lot farther than the early 90s. I would say it goes back to the mid-70s. And there's always going to be better, bigger, stronger athletes. Most recently, the tallest man in the world was discovered in Russia. And he's like several inches taller than the guy in China. So basically, there's always going to be somebody faster than the current fastest human alive. And they're probably out, you know, in Africa running. They can run across the field barefooted, probably seconds faster than the known person to be the fastest in the world. That's just life is, you know. They could probably care less about being famous for being the fastest, the strongest. That's just the way things are. And some people could care less about the notoriety. But with the performance enhancing and with Barry Bonds,